Welcome, and it's yet another interesting part of the show, which is the fabric industry. We want to look at how industrialized the fabric industry really is and how profitable it can be for anyone who wants to really venture into it. And we have a lovely guest in the studio right here with us, not a phone call, but a live guest in the studio who will be helping us see the industry of fabric, which is Adire. She'll be making us understand how profitable that industry is at the moment and the challenges or the difficulties surrounding that business. We'll be talking to Salam Adeola, who is the CEO of Diola Glitters. You're welcome to the show.
Good
Salam
morning.
Adeola.
Good morning. Thank
How
you.
are you doing
Welcome to
today?
the show.
I'm very well. Thank you.
How do you feel to be in our studio right now?
Well, I'm so glad to be here.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so help us understand. First and foremost, let's meet you. Who is Salam Adeola?
Okay, my name is Salam Adeola, like you said, and I'm the CEO and creative director of Diola Glitters, which is an Adire brand, a clothing brand that specializes in making distinguished designs on clothing with the use of Adire.
Distinguished designs.
Yes.
When you say distinguished designs, how do you mean? What are those details that makes it more distinguished?
Okay, and I think that's the highlight of it all.
Sure.
You know, Adire is a field whereby you can express yourself in creating uniqueness on fabrics. You know, it's a different thing when you wear what everybody else is wearing, and it's another thing when you can express yourself and pour out your mind into creating what you want for yourself, your desired colors. In fact, Adire is a piece of art.
That's interesting. Now, tell us, first and foremost, why did you decide to go into this industry? Was it because it's a money-spinning venture, or like you said, you want to express yourself the way you want? You don't want to wear what everybody's wearing, but you want to wear what exactly, appeals to your heart. Tell us about that.
Okay, growing up, I had a large dose of inferiority complex.
Really?
Yes, I did. So I just wanted to, be able to do something for myself, not the regular thing everybody else,
Just do it.
does. And I see this field as, I think the best way to actually express myself, to do that, to create the kind of uniqueness I would want for myself. It's like the motto of my brand, exuding confidence in appearance.
You're going to pay us for that. You're going to pay us for that. But no stress. Let's now, we don't have much time, on the segment. If one wants to start a business of this nature, like what you're wearing is called
It's
Adire, right?
Adire.
If one wants to start a business of this nature at a low level, not so much big, how much do you think one can have to start the business?
Okay, like you said, at a low level.
Yeah,
I started with 5,000 naira.
5,000.
Yes.
Just to buy the material or
The
what
chemicals?
Exactly?
Yes, you get your fabric, you get your materials, the dyes, the chemicals, and that's starting with tie and dye, because we have different aspects of Adire actually.
Okay.
So what
We
are
have
those
different.
aspects?
We have tie and dye, we have batik, we have Adire leco.
Okay.
What are you wearing? Is it tie and dye?
Yes, this is tie and dye.
Beautiful.
Tie and dye, you create resistance on fabric with the use of twine,
Yes.
raffia twine or rubber band. But batik, you make use of wax, candle wax.
Oh.
Then Adire leco, you make use of cassava starch paste. So they are different, you create, it's just about creating resistance on the fabric for dye, but this is tie and dye. You tie it, then you dye it.
I learned this when I was still in secondary school.
Oh,
That's why I was
wow.
able to recognize this. Okay, let's move into the business. How lucrative is the business you're into?
Oh, well, Adire business is very lucrative, and like I do say, it's just about you knowing what you want and being creative. I think the highlight of it is being creative. You have to be creative. To do something that is different from what others are doing, you really need to put your mind to work.
In being creative, is it taking you to the bank?
Is it what?
In being creative,
Okay.
is it taking you to the bank? That's where the lucrative aspects she's talking about comes in.
Yes,
Because you can be creative, but you might not really be making money. So are you really making so much of the money from the business, or you just feel it's a way of expressing yourself? No matter how much comes in, you're just satisfied with that?
Apart from being able to express myself, Adire business is lucrative.
How much, roughly can you say when you venture into this business with 5,000 naira, you can be able to make out of it? Because our viewers are watching and they want to be educated. They want to be educated if the business is really profitable for them. Let's say on a monthly basis, you have 5,000 to go into the business. How much do you think reasonably one can, eke out of it?
Okay, going into it with 5,000 naira at the beginning of the month, you should expect 7,000 naira at least.
From each fabric one buys?
Yeah. With 5,000 naira is not, okay, that's if you are going into ready to wear. We have clothing and we have fabrics.
Okay, we're talking about the ready to wear now, not the raw fabrics.
So the ready to wear aspect now, with 5,000 naira, you should be able to create at least 2 t-shirts. Two t-shirts, and with that you should be able to make at least 12,000 naira.
So what's the margin? What's the difference now?
So your cost price is 5,000 naira, and the total price is everything is 12,000 naira. So that means we are making a gain of 7,000 naira on the 2-piece of t-shirts you are making.
Okay, so in starting up this kind of business, what are those process one needs to go through? Do you need a shop to start it, or you can just let people know you have this product or this fabric with you, and when they need it, just give you a call? What are those process?
Okay, the interesting thing is, and that's another thing I love about this business, is you can literally do it anywhere. I started as a student, in school, my hostel, just tell my classmates, I do tie and dye. So when you are ready to do it, I produce for you. I don't necessarily need to get 50,000 to just design and all. So when you are ready to get anywhere I am, I can always produce it and send it to you. Does that answer your question?
Okay,
is
Adire, this business, is it gender specific or?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So both gender can wear it?
Yes, both gender can wear. We have, we have different designs for both male and female. You just need to tell them or say what you want and you would have it.
Is the market really competitive?
Yes, it is, to some extent, and I believe every business or every aspect has their own. But for this part, like I said earlier, the highlight is your creativity.
That's what makes you stand out.
That's what makes you stand out. So when people know that they can always come to you and you give them something different every single time, then they can trust you.
All right, what are the challenges surrounding this industry that you found yourself? Or is it just a rosy industry, you don't have problems, just have your materials and you sell and make money? What are those downturns for you?
Okay, there are a whole lot of challenges.
Just give us one or two, because we are pressed for time.
Okay, first one is bad economy, sorry to say.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, of course. Most of our raw materials, we import them. Fabrics, dyes, chemicals.
As local as they are, you don't
think
get them around?
It's not local.
No, I mean, there are materials that people, can easily source around.
Yes, but
so we can still get it here.
We can't.
No.
They are not being produced here. Even fabrics, because we need 100% cotton fabric to give you a great result. So we need to import every single material. And any hike in any single,
increase
in price,
it affects
affects a whole lot.
So how do you cope when your cost materials or the materials you use for your business, the prices goes up? How do you convince your customers to still stick with you?
I think it's just you knowing your client, knowing what they want and studying them, knowing how to relate with them. Like I said earlier, if you are sure of what you are giving and people can always trust you. Trust me, everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to wear something different. Everybody wants to stand out. So I believe people will always pay for it.
Okay, how long have you been in the industry?
5 years now.
Great. And what advice will you give to someone who is looking up to starting this business?
Okay, I would say start right where you are. Start. Don't think it's too small. You know, I just have 2,000 naira. You can still do something with it. Start right where you are and be creative with anything you do in this sector.
I forgot to ask you before we wrap up. How much did you have when you started this business? Did you say it?
I said 5,000 naira.
5,000 naira. So
Yes.
you just heard it now that she started with 5,000 naira, and of course you can as well go a little below that if you don't have, you know, up to 5,000 to start up this business. But if you have with 5,000 naira, you're just on your way, smiling to the bank. Thank you very much, Salam Adiola, for being right here with us. You know, taking us through your industry, and we hope to have you same time again, you know, to tell us more about this industry.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, it's our lovely guest giving us her own 2 cents on her industry, and we hope you really enjoyed this part. We'll be going on a short break now. When we come back, we'll give you other parts of the program to keep your day going. Stay with us. We'll be back.